Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just a few days away from possibly the most contentious and crucial assembly elections Delhi has witnessed in recent times. And what we're going to discuss today may turn out to be a turning point in the election campaign season. Now, days after a contentious Comptroller and Auditor General report emerged, which said that there was several lapses in the now scrapped excise policy and also put a number to that loss, a whopping number of 2,026 crores to the Delhi exchequer. The Delhi High Court today has come out and has rapped the Aam Aadmi government over its handling of this report. A single judge bench of Justice Sachin Datta has said that the government dragged its feet to prevent the assembly session from taking place. It has also said that the Delhi government's delay in sending the CAG reports to the speaker. Remember, earlier the report on the Delhi government's excise policy had revealed a revenue loss of 2,026 crores to the state exchequer. The breakup you can see on your screens based by what reports talk about the CAG report's findings. These findings state that the policy deviated from its objective, the pricing lacked transparency, there were also violations in issuing licenses. The report also claims that the group of ministers led by then Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia also ignored recommendations from an expert panel on the same. Predictably, the court's observation has triggered a fresh round of politics over this controversial CAG report. The Aam Aadmi Party government in the court asked it to stop its words from being used and twisted out of context by its political rivals, a request that the court has reportedly declined. The BJP now insists that the CAG report is just the tip of the iceberg. Listen in.
करीब अक्टूबर के महीने से लेकर आज तक तकरीबन 1 दर्जन सीएजी की रिपोर्ट्स हैं, जो आर्थिक समीक्षा की रिपोर्ट्स हैं दिल्ली सरकार की, जिसे कि दिल्ली के विधानसभा के पटल पर नहीं रखा गया है। संचालित सरकार में दिल्ली के विधानसभा सेक्रेटेरिएट ने 11 जनवरी 2025 को यह कहा है, देयर इज नो यूज ऑफ टेबलिंग द रिपोर्ट्स, जबकि हमारे 7 विधायकों ने इस विषय को लेकर लिखित प्रतिवेदन विधानसभा अध्यक्ष को दिया कि जो सरकार की आर्थिक समीक्षा की रिपोर्ट्स आ रही हैं उन्हें सदन के पटल पर क्यों नहीं रखा जा रहा है। Their anarchist character is now pervading in the constitutional institution and constitutional procedures which are very much required for proper functioning of a government.
So let me go across to my guests who are joining me at this point. Niyama Gupta is spokesperson of the BJP. Ishan Tyagi is spokesperson of the Congress. Syed Asad Abbas is political analyst, understands the Aam Aadmi Party. And Vijay Sadhana is senior economist. Let me start, of course, with Syed Asad Abbas, since he's also with us and Vijay Sadhana is also here. Syed, how does the Aam Aadmi Party react to this? Because the CBI came up with findings, the EDA came up with findings, and Mr. Kejriwal was in custody for both of them. Now we have got a figure, and it's a substantial figure. 2,026 crore was lost to the revenue, to the exchequer based on the CAG report. These are damning findings. How does the Aam Aadmi Party look to respond to the accusations now that even the High Court has mentioned it?
Well, what I've understood is, this report was released by the agency in the November 2022, and as for a fact, there is a CAG report, no doubt. I think the Bharatiya Janata Party should come out in the media and show it to all of us. The fact is, they speak about it, but they have nothing really to show. And also, there is nothing new in it except the pages of the report and a figure of 2,026 crore lost to exchequer. From what I have heard from the Aam Aadmi Party spokespersons, they have called it a political gimmick. Also, what I hear from the Aam Aadmi Party is that they don't really have any CAG report, nor is there anything on the CAG website, the Comptroller Auditor General's website, nor has it been tabled. Therefore, this means there's no question of CAG report coming up. This is nothing but political opportunism from the side of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Are you saying that no such report exists, Syed?
Yes, just 30 seconds, please. Also, as far as this issue is concerned, that we speak of the liquorgate and so on and so forth, the fact we need to understand that every court order clearly shows that they neither have evidence nor a case. Let us understand, even the trial hasn't even started yet. So therefore, this is basically the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has been rattled by the rise of the Aam Aadmi Party over the last 10 years. It has been India's youngest, fastest rising political startup. In the matter of 10 years, they've been able to have two states, Delhi and Punjab. Not just that, Delhi they won two times, and Punjab, of course, one time.
No, no,
This shows that
Syed,
the Bharatiya Janata Party
we
is
don't have
not
a lot
able to
of time
beat.
to discuss about the Aam Aadmi Party's meteoric rise to power. I want to keep this debate focused on it. You are saying that this report is not there on the CAG website, nor has it been tabled. Are you then questioning the very existence of the report? Because today, when the Delhi High Court asked, because the Delhi High Court today specifically has asked the Delhi government as to why is it delaying and dragging its feet over tabling this report and sending it to the speaker. At that point, the Delhi government didn't come out and say that no such report exists.
Why hasn't the Comptroller Auditor General then tabled this? Can you show me, Mr. Ritangshu? You don't have time, but I have all
Okay.
the time in the world, and therefore my time is also important too. So when I speak, kindly allow me my full time, sir. All right. Okay. Now coming to the Comptroller Auditor General, can I challenge the Bharatiya Janata Party today to show me the CAG report? Where is the CAG report? Can they table it? It's not even been tabled yet. And the liquorgate that they speak of, where is the evidence? 500 raids to the Aam Aadmi Party leaders. What did they get? What did they receive? Zero. Absolutely nothing. Zilch. No paper trail, no money trail. This has been nothing but a bogus case. Also, we need to understand that time and again, the Supreme Court has also made an observation that today the Enforcement Directorate is being used as a caged parrot against the opposition leaders, which is unfortunate. This is gross abuse and misuse of power that the central government of BJP holds. If they want to beat the Aam Aadmi Party, let them beat on Delhi, on electoral politics. The fact, let us understand, this is not just Dilwalon ki Delhi, this is also Dimag walon ki Delhi. They know that when it comes to Lok Sabha, they might vote for a Modi ji, but when it comes to the assembly elections, the Vidhan Sabha elections, they vote for an Arvind Kejriwal because he's best suited for the role.
Okay. Okay, let me then get the BJP to respond to that. Let me just make it very clear that at the end of the day, corruption or any other this thing can't be fought on a people's mandate. And so that equivalence I don't think is justified. But nevertheless, Neoma, the point which Syed is making, I want you to come in on that. Where is this so-called mythical CAG report? Because so far we have only heard media leaks about this.
So it's not just the BJP today. Today, the Delhi High Court, and mind you, I might clarify, the same High Court which has given decisions in the favor of them in the past also, before they start blaming the judiciary also, has reprimanded the Aam Aadmi Party government for mishandling the CAG report. The source is best known because if there was no CAG report, they would have not been taken into the judiciary, where they would have not had a finding against them that they have literally dragged their feet, raising doubts about the bona fides. In fact, the court further said that that it was the responsibility of their government to forward the reports to the Vidhan Sabha Speaker and initiate a discussion in the House, but you didn't. Why? And imagine the response was that we can't do it because the elections are coming up. So there's no deniability over there. But it's such a convenient stand to take. Just to tell him, in the past many years, LG wrote to the CM Atishi multiple times asking her to table more than 10 CAG reports, including the liquor scam gate. Why did you not table any of them if you were so sure of your innocence? What were you trying to hide? And yes, though you have sort of laughed it off back then, it is also a matter of great pride for us that even our MLAs in the assembly, led by Vijender Gupta, had protested, shouted, requested you time and time again to table these reports and discuss it on the floor of the House. You did not bother. You ignored them again and again. The constant deflection and brushing of allegations, you don't bother to address. That's the fundamental difficulty. Over here, we are talking about an exchequer loss of 2,026 crores, which is a magnum amount. I'll just backtrack to history in a very simple way. It's been more than 2 years. You still haven't answered the fundamental question. Why did you roll back the liquor policy if you thought it was done so honestly with good intent and legally it was fully conformed with? If you can answer that, it will be great. And also, then coming out...
Okay, Syed, I'll request you to answer that specific question. If the liquor policy was clean and taint-free, why was it rolled back?
Well, of course, Ritangshu, this question should be subjected and answered to the Aam Aadmi Party and their official spokesperson. I, as a political analyst, believe that there could have been a better policy in the making, or so on and so forth. Unfortunately, this does not work, so they had to roll it back. Now, coming to the question is, the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson came out and said, "But respective ma'am, you've not accepted my challenge. I challenged you on the show today to please present, show us the CAG report. You tom so much about the Comptroller Auditor General's report, but you have nothing in hand. It's only that you leak certain things to the media carries forward, but what do you have in hand? Let us understand that in no point that you speak so much of liquorgate, ma'am, show me one shred of evidence. Show me the paper trail. Show me the money trail. Show me any evidence to it. You have nothing. You have zero. All you can do is accuse, accuse, and accuse, because you have nothing to show. And you speak as though Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, any of these, are they convicted, ma'am? Has any High Court or Supreme Court that you go on and call them as scam and criminals and so on and so forth? Have they been convicted by any of the courts? Their trial, in fact, the trial has not even started yet. Why so, ma'am? May I ask you? Also, as a matter of fact, they are accused, ma'am. So, like many of your BJP leaders too, who are accused. Also, as a matter of fact, we need to understand that when it comes to politics, fight a political party on ground, not basing on certain scams which do not even exist. The fact of the matter, you want to beat Arvind Kejriwal, beat him on policy making, beat him on the ground. Let the people of Delhi decide what is going to be the outcome or who is the best person to lead Delhi. So
Okay.
that is the way to go forward. If they
All
repose
right.
faith in Mr. Arvind
Okay.
Kejriwal, he will lead them.
There is a lot of counter arguments I want to make, but for that, I'm very curious as to understand what the Congress has to say about it. Ishan Tyagi, spokesperson of the Congress, thank you for waiting so far. How does the Congress feel about the High Court's orders today, High Court's observations today, given the fact that just a few months ago, the Congress was protesting along with the rest of the India bloc allies for Mr. Kejriwal when he was denied bail? Now, of course, the Congress is a clear rival of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Well, Ritangshu, first of all, let me remind you that the whole liquor policy case was raised by the Congress in the first place, and we were the ones who filed an FIR against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and his government and the ministers involved in this. And I mean, the first and foremost thing is, I think the political life of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has come to a full circle. And when we say full circle, it means a zero. He'll be a zero in a few days. And when I say full circle, because he was the ones who used to hurl abuses, and he used to hold a bunch of files, and used to say that Mrs. Sheila Dikshit, the former Chief Minister of Delhi, is one of the biggest scamsters, and he used to hurl abuses at us. And now the time has come when his own government, when he himself, his ministers, his council of ministers, has gone to jail several times, and not just for a few days or few weeks, but for months, because of a scam which he has done with the people of Delhi itself. Let me highlight a few things. If Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was so clean
Go
and
ahead.
was so pious, why did he get the ED summons multiple times? I think we need an answer to that. We all know the ED summoned him multiple times, and Arvind Kejriwal did not appear in front of the ED in the first go. If he was so pious, he was so uncorrupt, why did he skip those summons? And we have also
Okay, Ishan,
seen
let me ask you
a few
a
reports.
direct question.
No, let me complete,
Does
Ritangshu.
the Congress Party...
Why did Mr.
Okay.
Sisodia, why did Mr. Sisodia change his mobile phones multiple times? I think we need a few answers in this case, right? This is a direct loss for the people of Delhi. 2000.
We definitely do, Ishan, which is why I don't
to
buy
create
the argument which the Aam Aadmi Party has been saying from day one, that the court of people's opinion will necessarily clarify. I don't think that's how the legal processes work. Had that been, by that logic, several convicted MPs and MLAs who keep getting elected again and again would have been absolved of their crimes. My point is, Ishan, does the Congress... One thing, Ishan, my specific question is, does the Congress Party necessarily stand by or set store by the CAG report? Simple question, simple answer I'm asking.
Ritangshu, let me come back to your question, and again, I will answer this question as well. we were in alliance with Mr. Kejriwal in the India bloc, but we always used to say that if Mr. Kejriwal or his ministers or the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi have done something wrong, if the agencies find anything, any shred of evidence against Mr. Kejriwal, if the High Courts, Supreme Court find any shred of evidence against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, he should definitely be jailed. We always used to say that. And we were the ones who
So
raised this issue.
in that same
Let me
vein, do you
remind
see the CAG as a credible agency on which prima facie is given enough evidence to indict the Kejriwal government?
Ritangshu, that is for the courts to decide, right? The High Court will come up with its decision. I mean,
No,
if
I'm
the
asking the
CAG
Aam Aadmi
report
Party
is not
stance.
correct,
Because the reason I ask, Ishan, is because...
if the report is not right,
Yeah.
I think the Aam Aadmi Party should table this in the Vidhan Sabha. It should be tabled in front of the Speaker of the Vidhan Sabha. Why are they hiding away from that?
No, the reason because
And
I
I'm
asked is
always of
because
the opinion,
the
and
Congress has not
Party is
necessarily
of the
always
opinion,
followed the veracity of the
See,
CAG reports in the past. The CAG very infamously had come up with a 1.76 lakh crore figure for the 2G scam. And at that point, the Congress had very famously called it a case of zero loss. So is this also possibly
No,
a case of misinterpretation between the Delhi government and the CAG?
Ritangshu, the case you're talking about, did that hold in the courts? So my party and myself,
It did not,
we are a
yeah.
firm believer of what the courts do, right? Whatever the court decides, whatever they decide, whatever they investigate, we will stand with the Supreme Court and the High Court of the country. We stand by the law of the country.
Okay, Vijay Sadhana come in here as a man of numbers. What do you make of these calculations here, which we have put, and we have put out some of these calculations right now, they're on the screen as to how the CAG has really reached the 2026 number. It says 941 crores was lost due to exemptions given to zonal licensees, 890 crores was lost due to not re-tendering licenses which were already surrendered, 144 crore is lost due to fee waiver granted to zonal licensees, and 27 crores is lost due to incorrect collection of security deposit. By that, it comes to a roughly 2,000 crore figure at this point. That is twice the estimates of both the CBI and the ED in the liquor case. Do these figures come credible to you? Because as we have discussed, it's not the first time there has been a dispute over the CAG's calculations.
First of all, good evening to all of you. In fact, these numbers are less. I think you all should look at another important document. Please pick up the Delhi budget of 2024-25, in which what they have given, let me read out for you. And it's very easy because ultimately money comes to government exchequer and everything is accounted for. In the budget of 2022-23, the state government, when they introduced the policy, what was the argument? This will increase the revenue for the state. Okay. They estimated the revenue will be 9,500 crore. This is Delhi government own official budget. How much they collected? 5,548 minus 42%, because that was the liquor scam. They gave a projection that we will increase the revenue. Actually, this landed into deficit. So what is the loss and what is the source of excise in Delhi? Only the alcohol taxation. What else? There's nothing else here. So what we have to look at here, that whatever they are collecting from petrol, diesel, and remaining is all losses are due to their creative excise policy in the form of a corruption, whatever we know today. So what you have to look at is, even if you say there can be deficiency, look at the data. In 21-22, estimated was 6,000, the government collected 5,500. There can be deviation, but not 42%. This shows what? So forget about CAG. The Aam Aadmi Party government itself accepts that there is a fraud happened. They misled the public in their budget statement, and actual number was something else which they actually collected the taxes. So where is the gap? Now point is that, can Aam Aadmi Party tell us that how they estimated that 9,000 crore estimate when they projected in the budget, and on which segment they lost? This data must be there with the government. Forget about CAG. Okay. They should come out with their own white paper. So today, this is very illogical. Let me put the other argument here for the discussion. It is very funny that, take example that CAG is an auditor. And here the criminal or the corrupt organization is the Delhi government political party. Now you are finding during your audit that there is a corruption happened. Now you are going to the same corrupt person, please table it in the public. Is this logical? Okay, first approve it, that are you agreeing that you have done corruption? Who will agree? So I think CAG should change the law. This is very funny logic that you are giving a auditing of a state and giving that back to the state government. Okay, please correct it if you want. I'm saying you make it public. If state government has to make any correction, let them issue a correction to the public. Okay,
Very fair question at this point, because if the CAG makes this report, if the CAG puts this report out in the public, as they say in Hindi, दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा. Now, Syed Asad Abbas, you heard what a very senior economist like Mr. Sadan has been saying. Yes, I know you're not a representative of the Aam Aadmi Party. I just want to put it on record. We reached out to the Aam Aadmi Party. Their official stance is they want the entire court order to come. The next hearing, for that matter, is the 16th of January. But as Syed, as someone who has followed the Aam Aadmi Party very closely, isn't it ironic today that the Aam Aadmi Party stands accused of corruption, which is, when its very basis for its origin story was an anti-corruption plank?
Ritangshu Saab, politics is such that, as a matter of fact, Arvind Kejriwal ji was once asked his experience when he first became the Chief Minister of Delhi, when he said that politics is such a system that you need to go into the system in order to clean it. Your hands do get dirty. But nevertheless, what I believe is Aam Aadmi Party at its intent wants to clean corruption. It's very unfortunate of these accusations. Also, I was listening to Mr. Vijay Sardana. It's absolutely unfair for the gentleman to give his conviction orders. Sir, you're not the court, High Court judge or Supreme Court judge to establish on the channel that there is a scam. Of course, there are speculations, there are discussions, there are debates, so it be. But High Court has not convicted him or the Aam Aadmi Party of the same. Neither has a Supreme Court. Now, to my friend Ishan Tyagi of the Congress Party, respected sir, if the Aam Aadmi Party is so corrupt, if Manish Sisodia, Arvind Kejriwal are criminals, why did you associate in the India Alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party, sir? Does your party go out there and shake hands with criminals? What level of duplicity and hypocrisy is this? And
No,
it's very
he has
nice
already
to see
answered
my
that.
friend.
I mean, he has
Just
answered
30
that.
seconds. Just 30
He did
seconds
answer
here.
that question earlier in the
seconds,
debate,
sir.
but I'd
30
like
seconds
Mr.
I will
Sadana
answer
to
you.
quickly
30
respond.
seconds.
Give him the
Yeah,
opportunity
30
to respond to what Syed
Can I
has
just
been saying.
complete my point? Just give me 30 seconds. The fact of the matter also we need
Yes,
to
please
understand.
complete your point, Syed.
Now
We
the
are running short of
comptroller,
time. I also
just
want to bring
10
in
seconds.
Nirma.
Ritangshu, 10 seconds. The comptroller,
One second,
Auditor General report looks so good for you now. It was the same CAG report that you and your leaders said it's a sham, it's a scam. It is not even a genuine report. So how is it, sir, when it comes to Aam Aadmi Party CAG report, number one. When it comes to the Congress Party, it's absolutely wrong.
That's
And
what
the
I
final
asked
point,
him, and he
when
did
Arvind
give an
Kejriwal
answer on that
was
at this
put
point.
in
Ishan
jail-
Tyagi, you want to respond to that?
When
15
Arvind
seconds,
Kejriwal
go
was
ahead,
put into
please.
jail,
Ritangshu,
your
the
leader
matter of the
Priyanka
fact
No,
Gandhi,
Syed, I'm
Rahul
sorry, I've
Gandhi,
given you enough
the
time.
matter
Please,
of the
Ishan, go ahead
fact
and
is-
respond now.
him. And today
you
you're going
can't,
against
you
them.
can't justify that Mr.
Priyanka
Arvind
Gandhi,
Kejriwal
Rahul
has always
Gandhi,
said that
both
you
of
have to
them
get into
tweeted
the
in
system
favor
to clean the
of,
system. That means
tweeted
you
in
have to
favor
get
of
corrupt
Mr.
first
Kejriwal.
to clean the system.
Sir,
Does
you're
that mean
not
you have
following
to
your
get corrupt
party head's
yourself
party
first
line.
and
So therefore, you need to
then
get
clean
that
the
line
system?
first.
First of all, this is no. First of all, he mentioned that you
Then
have to
why
get
did
into the system to
Priyanka
clean the
Gandhi
system. Does it
tweet in
mean that you
favor
have to
of
first get
Arvind
yourself
Kejriwal when he
corrupt
went to jail?
and then clean the system?
Tell me,
Does that
sir,
mean you
you're
have to
not following Priyanka Gandhi,
he has
your
to first
leader.
get himself corrupt
He
and
said,
do a
he
liquor
said that
scam
today opposition
and
leaders are being
if
targeted.
this
I mean,
and if this liquor
there are
policy
many
was so
questions that
good,
can be asked
why was
about the
it
very
rolled back in the
complicated
6
Aam Aadmi
months?
Party
If this
Congress
liquor
relationship.
policy
It's
was
not as
so
if the Aam
good,
Aadmi Party did
why were
not
the
support the
liquor
Congress
shops
or ask for the
allowed to
Congress
open near
support as well.
fruits,
8 months
temples
after it had first fought an election. Vijay Sadana, quickly, I want you to respond to the point which Mr. Abbas made.
Mr. Abbas is desperate to defend Aam Aadmi Party and Kejriwal. But why he's not reading the document and budget document of Aam Aadmi itself? They are saying that we projected 9,000 and landed with minus 42% of revenue. Can you ask where is the deficit and which all accounts? I'm giving you facts and he's talking in air. So my only concern is that they should read first. You are political analysts, do homework, do number crunching, then make the point. Don't make a political sloganing to look for aspiration to become MLA in the next election.
I-
So you're saying
So there are ways to look at it.
So
at worst,
can I 10
no,
second
one
answer?
second. Let's not
Sir,
get
you're an
personal at
economist.
this
Don't
point.
try
So
to
you're
be
saying,
a
Mr.
judge.
Sadana, what the
Don't
numbers
try to
say,
be a high
at
court
worst
judge.
it's a scam.
You're
At
an
best it was.
economist. Be an economist.
At
Do
best
better
it was.
research.
At best it was
Do
bad
better
policy that was
research. You're not
adopted.
the
I'm
High
going to
Court or
go
Supreme
across to
Court
Niyama
judge.
Gupta for the final
You could
point
be a
because
BJP
Okay,
it's
just
agent,
after
say-
many
but that's
years
a
a
different thing.
CAG report has made the headlines once again. Niyama Gupta, one second,
just
sorry.
to
Namely, go to
clarify,
Niyama Gupta
okay,
for the last word.
in the middle of all this
Now, one
banter.
second, Niyama, my question, please.
Okay,
We can
sorry.
clarify our answer. The point is, uh, in 2014, the CAG report and this 1.76 lakh crore figure was very instrumental in the BJP coming to power and the Congress being branded as a stamped-in government. What people don't realize is 3 years later, the special court had acquitted everyone accused in the 2G scam, so-called 2G scam, including prime accused D. Raja and Kanimodi. So it's not as if the CAG report, which we don't even know, which is not even put in public, has been tabled. It's not that the CAG report is always a gospel of someone's indictment in a corruption scam.
So see, in this case, for example, the CAG report is not brought by the BJP. The AAP was supposed to table it. Now, when there is and on repeated request of the LG and the MLAs, look. As I asked a very simple question, you have to see every scam in the light at the present moment. Why did you roll back your liquor scam? The CAG report you are already saying is a figment of everybody's imagination, but you're still not defending. I mean, the senior correspondent has asked a simple question on the basis of budget. There's no answer given to this person who is supposed to be a political analyst, but seems to be more of a voice box for the arm. There, you see your top leaders like Mr. Kejriwal, Sisodia, etc. They are all out on bail. Nobody has been acquitted. So please don't plead innocence. The process is clear. AAP did not follow it
No, but
despite
bail is
multiple
not a
requests.
proof of
It's
guilt,
your
Niyama. Surely
actions.
you know that.
Huh? What?
Bail is not proof of guilt. A person is innocent
I've
until
already
convicted.
mentioned that. The guilt is your actions are showing more guilt, constantly harping that how do they get access to this? Why are they taking the liquor gate scam? It's all a figment. If everything was a figment of everybody's imagination, why would the courts intervene? I mean, are you calling everybody crazy?
So I
in this
guess
process?
the best thing to do is for this report to be tabled and be made public. We'll get to know
Absolutely,
the
and that
reality
is
behind
what
it.
we
But for
want.
now, at least, this is becoming a big twist in the election season. It remains to be seen how it plays out in public perception at this point and whether that vindicates the Aam Aadmi Party. Thank you so much, Niyama Gupta. Also, thank you, Vijay Sadana, Ishan Tyagi, and Syed Asad Abbas for joining us on this very important debate. More news and updates continue after a short commercial.